Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of TWD Interviews, and today I'm back for another video for today. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead Universe Q&A video. We're going to talk about some of your questions, starting off with the Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, and what is the motivation, what is the reason for going to London in Season 3? Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe and another Q&A video for this week. We're going to go through your comments and questions, of course. We got a few weeks left until the Walking Dead Daryl Dixon releases, of course. So any more Q&A comments you want to go ahead and ask before Daryl Dixon releases, this would definitely be a good time to do so because Daryl Dixon is getting very, very close. We got like 2.5 weeks and then we're finally here, which I'm excited for because, well, we're going to have Walking Dead content again, which has been really awesome to kind of get back into because we've had a lot of teasers, trailers. We're getting close, you know. They're putting like little clips out there and stuff on their social media, so you can kind of tell we're getting close now, which is really good. But you guys left some awesome comments. I love going over your guys' comments. We're going to do that today, and we'll continue every week now until Daryl Dixon releases. So, starting things off with Snake, who says that, Dan, do you think, and what do you think is the reason why Daryl and Carol are going to London? And do you think that's what it actually is? Do you think that's, you know, accurate fully? But what do you think the motivation is for them going to London in Season 3? Now, this is insane to me that we already have theories for the third season. I mean, that's just crazy, insane, just wow to me. But I'll say this. The reason why I think they go to London is for one reason, which I feel like they kind of revealed to us in that description that they shared a few days ago. Which, again, Season 3 information. I'm not sure how we've already gotten here before Season 2, but besides the point, I'll say I think that, you know, they're going to go to London mostly because there's a boat that they can catch there that will take them to the U.S. The funniest thing is that when they get there, apparently, they go on this boat from London to the States, and then they end up in Spain. Why do they end up in Spain? I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. I don't know the reason behind it. All I know is that they're dragging this out and that they're going to milk this as much as they can of Daryl being overseas so that Norman can be on vacation for a few more years. That's all it is. So again, you know, like I could talk about motivations, but really the true motivation here is that Norman Reedus wants a vacation. You know what I mean? And they're giving it to him, you know, which, like I said, good for him. It's just, it doesn't make for a very interesting story. I kind of thought that we would maybe be in this for the story, not for, you know, Norman to be able to go on vacation. You know, there's more important things at hand, like a reunion with Rick or, you know, things that actually do matter for the plot, you know. But, you know, we're going to let Norman go on vacation, I guess, because the thing is that Gimple listens to everything Norman says. That is facts, too, if you haven't seen. There's been so many times that Norman says, oh, I don't want Negan to battle Beta. And it's like, oh, okay, you know, okay, we'll cut it short then. Daryl will stab him in the eyes, you know. Like, Norman gets his way a lot. And like I said, that's not an offense to him. It's just, it's more so of like an observation. Like, I love Norman, don't get me wrong. It just, whatever he says pretty much goes. Like, his idea was Spain. So they're like, okay, let's go to Spain, you know? Like, whatever he says, they could say that Daryl rides on a pony, and they'll figure out a way to make that happen. So that's the kind of state we're in with Daryl Dixon, and that's why I made that video a few days ago of why Dead City has a bit more of a purpose right now, is because I genuinely think that there is actual story intrigue, you know? With the Daryl Dixon show, it's just whatever Norman wants to do. They'll just somehow include it in the plot, you know? Like, it's like, oh yeah, Daryl goes to Spain. Done, you know, it's like done. Yep, let's get her done, you know, and I think that's the kind of lousiness of that show in comparison to Dead City. But you know, again, that's, you know, that's up in the air. Maybe some people would disagree with me on that. I think that's a very lousy thing. In terms of motivation for London, though, I'm just gonna say that's why. And then they get on that boat, and then the boat takes them to the wrong place because we got to stay in Spain. So, I mean, there you go. I'm not sure how the hell that happens, but we'll have to find out. So, but here's the biggest elephant in the room to acknowledge. We're supposed to be watching Season 2. So I don't know how the hell there's information about Season 3 coming out, but, you know, there has been. We've covered it on the channel here over the last couple weeks. I'm assuming they're probably on episode 2 right now of filming for Season 3. So they've been doing this for a while, but yeah, I'm assuming we'll get some kind of promo for Season 3. You know, I mean, if they're already filming by this point, then yeah, I'd assume so. But yeah, that's that. Yeah, so that's generally what I think is going to happen with the whole London thing. thing, why they go there, and how Daryl ends up in Spain. We've heard a little bit about it, but that's, kind of the minor insight I could give. The next one comes from Ashley, who says that, Dan, honestly, I think that Maggie is going to at first go over to New York to save Negan, but then when she sees him wearing the leather jacket in Lucille and all that other, crazy stuff, it's going to be a bit of a, kind of a wake-up call for her that it's still the same man that killed her husband. She's going to be pissed at him. The rivalry will start back up again, and that'll create drama for season 2. Yeah. I don't think you're off at all, Ashley. I think you're on point with that one. And the main reason I say that is because here's the difference, right? Is that with Maggie and Negan in season 1, you have to establish their conflict. I'm a big defender of season 1 of Dead City because I do think you have to acknowledge, the conflict that they have. Not to mention Negan got screwed over by Maggie, so the conflict definitely makes sense in my opinion. Here's the difference though, is that in season 2, if Maggie's going to go back to save Negan and then she sees him in that outfit and then Negan doesn't really want to be doing that and then he has to prove himself to Maggie all over again, I'm going to kind of roll my eyes a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay, like, are we really just going to do that again, Like, Negan has to prove himself to Maggie just because he put an outfit on, like, It's like, okay, like... Okay, I mean, we're getting a little ridiculous here, But I will say this, I think you're right about that. I think Maggie will snap at Negan once she sees that outfit, and I think it's going to kind of resurface her hatred for him once again, which is kind of like, okay, so, I mean, I hope they end the feud between them this season. That's the big thing. I hope they end the feud between them. I don't want to see any more arguing between the two of them. If we get it, we get it, but it's not something I'm asking for. Season 1, you had to do it because you have to establish what the show is about. Season 2, I don't think you have to do it. I really don't. So hopefully they dial it back a little bit for season 2, and hopefully they maybe, find a way to not do it as much, is kind of my one request about it, but we'll see. I mean, the number one thing in screenwriting in Hollywood, and it's the big thing that anybody should know about, is that when they write stories, the number one thing that they always have to focus on is conflict is king, right? That's one thing they teach you at Hollywood screenwriting, and I'll tell you one thing right now, it happens all the time. Once you hear that rule, and then you watch TV shows, especially, like modern day stuff, oh, you'll notice it right away. Conflict is king. That is the one thing that writers have to seek when it comes to writing a script. And it's like, yeah, sure, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes, and I hate that rule, because it's like, sometimes you don't need conflict with every little thing, there is a balance to that. There is a, kind of like a way to work that out, but they don't really go through that. They just tell you conflict is king, write as much conflict as you need, make the story interesting, keep the, the magic flowing, you know what I'm saying? And that's, that's that. So, I don't know. Will Maggie and Negan have more fighting and bickering in season 2? Probably, unless we get that other theory that happened online a few months ago that they actually end up in a relationship, which... I have no idea why the frig they would do that, but, I've heard it, so you never know. Maybe that's something they do as well, too. But there's a lot of things up in the air with how Dead City's going to go. So, we'll have to see what the final kind of, version of it's going to be. Are they going to make out, or are they going to fight it out, or are they going to be civil? You know what I'm saying? Those are your 3 ways you can go about it. Make out, fight out, or civil. So, it almost sounds like a song. Make out, fight it out, civil. I don't know. So, we'll see. We'll see what the direction goes with that show. The next one comes from Vincent, who says that, Dan, do you think the promotion for season 2 of Daryl Dixon has been a very big okie dokie, as he puts it? Who basically goes into the fact that they've promoted so many things this season that was like half a year ago. And now it's to a point where it feels like we've seen so much of this second season already. Yeah, you're not wrong. I'll say that. You're definitely not wrong. Here's the problem, right? I half fault them and I half don't fault them. And here's why, right? It's because on the half of it, I fault them because, yes, it's been many months that we've seen so many scenes of this season already. You know what I mean? Which makes no sense. But I'll also say this. In defense of them, though, they also were given the word that they were going to be airing in the summer, so they started advertising in the spring. Then Snowpiercer came in, bought them off, and then pushed Daryl to the fall. So, it's like you can't really blame them either, because they were just doing what they were supposed to do, promoting the season. And now they're probably grasping at straws, being like, well, we could show that little teaser, where it's like, honestly, I think now I'm good. With teasers, I really think I am, because... we've seen so much of this season through that first episode alone in teasers and trailers and all this stuff. Like, we've seen way more than half of that episode already. You know what I mean? And that's not good. That's really not good, because when 201 comes out, there's not going to be many surprises. I feel like the biggest surprise we'll have is, like, I don't know, Ash dies, which is probably going to happen, but it's like, that's the most obvious thing in the world, if you ask me. So it's like, I don't know. But yes, I agree. The promotion, I think they need to kind of dial it back a little bit. Now that we're getting close, I think they're sharing a little bit too much, and it's getting to the point where a lot of 201, you can already break down how the hell the episode's going to go. And that's not good. That's really, really not good. The next one and the final one, which I found very interesting, comes from Iron, who says, yay, more adventures in Spain. So this one I put mostly because I feel like it's a testament to the way people feel. A lot of people are excited for France, and I am too. France, really good 2-season arc, I think, as long as it caps off, good. I think France was a fun adventure. A lot of people don't want Spain. A lot of people don't want us to go to Spain. And I can understand that for sure. I understand the criticism. I'm the same way. I would have taken a 2-season France, thing, and then Daryl goes home. And now you may say, oh, well, Dan, that's not good, because then we don't, get more. Like, Daryl's wrapped up for all you know. You don't get more. And it's like, I understand that. But if it means that I could get a Rick Grimes reunion scene and not get a season 3 in Spain, I would trade that. And I know some people may disagree with me. I would trade that 1,000,000,000%. I don't need Spain. I would take a Rick and Daryl reunion and give me a season of them two hanging out together. You know what I mean? I would easily take that. And don't even tell me that can't happen, because Andrew Lincoln said in an interview recently that he's waiting to find out if they want him for anything else. So, two things. You could make it happen. Second off, Gimple, get your head out of the gutter. That's all I got to say about that topic. So, post comments down below, guys. Great questions as usual. Great comments from y'all. I always enjoy them. Post comments more down below. We're going to do another one next week. And of course, guys, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, be sure to click the subscribe button to notice any other videos of The Walking Dead. Make sure to follow me at Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys very soon for more videos very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.